Good night. I am Muriel Cogollo and I'm going to present point 3 of Evidence 7 from workshop 29, and it says so. Improve logistic efficiency. Nowadays, every company must be competitive in its supply chain management. Considering its aspect is transportation, shipping, and inventories, necessary method for the company to have a correct management and greater influence for competition in the market. In conclusion, the good administration of this area has direct effect on the quality of the service and the cost of the product, and it is here where you can find the advantages and added value for customers. Supply chain technology application. These are tools that facilitate visibility in the supply chain, providing information about process and improving data chance among all members of the chain. ERP Integrated Management System. RFID Radio Frequency Identification System is an OP and CPFR. They are B2B technology and they help the processing of orders in the delivery of products. TMS, Transportation Management, used in collaborative relationship with carrier, suppliers, and customers. CGA, Warehouse Management System. Inventory management. The main objective of this practice is to ensure the availability of materials and products to meet demand. Here the key is to define process to efficiently manage product. Recommendation. Use coding practice to identify materials and products in facilities standardizing and is essential for quality process. Use classification practice, for example, the ABC to classify material according to their importance. Manage stock synchronously for inventory optimization. Implement a just-in-time policy to keep inventories at good level and reduce store costs. Take advantage of the postponement strategy, which allows delaying product customization to the maximum to better respond to demand. Invite suppliers to manage inventory. This is called BMI, and the goal is to improve the manufacturer service to the end customers. Acquire Advanced Planning System (APS) software to solve problems in the supply chain. Warehouse management. There are companies where the warehouse can mean up to 60% of the cost. Learning to manage it is the competitive part. How can you do it? 1. Use automatic collection system that increase the efficiency of resource related to warehouse management. 2. Strategically plan the supply network. Find the cheapest way to send and receive the product, maintaining quality and customer service. 3. Use a shared warehouse. It is recommended for small and medium-sized companies that have changed geography, as it allows them to be flexible. 4. Have regulatory warehouse. They allow a more dynamic distribution and ensure a quick response. Transportation management. This is one of the areas that represent a high cost to organization. So improving its management is essential for competitive. This includes implementing strategies in network design, and some of the best practices are traceability of the cold chain. This point in key in the food chain as is it in charge of controlling the temperature throughout the distribution process. Traceability and security throughout the supply chain. This helps to know the history, location, and trajectory of a product for stock and production control and coordination with distributors. Use of cross-docking, it has advantage such as daily deliveries to store, control of the chain, accuracy in deliveries, and saving in transports. Use of, use of multimodal transports, it is efficient for the transport of materials and products. It also facilitates international transportation. Implementation of group page, it is used in rail and road transport. The means of allowed for several companies. It serves to reduce rates and limit customer risks. Outsourcing. The outsourcing of this process allows reducing costs and improving efficiency. Reverse logistics, they are all the process and activities to manage return and recycling. Logistics service outsourcing. Outsourcing this process is a good practice to improve competitiveness. competitiveness. This includes carriers, logistics service providers, and integrated service providers. Specialists use advanced technology with the intention of providing the best service, such as electronic communication tools. For this scheme to work, you need to implement collaborative practice with these providers. They will decrease costs and increase your efficiency. Provision management. At this point, good planning is required to improve provider customer coordination. Include positions management in company planning to align them with business objectives. The supplier must know the business strategy. This to choose the most suitable management for the company. The sourcing function in terms of cost, quality of service levels of suppliers must the choose based of the business strategy. Performance must be measured according to the contribution to the business. In other words, having clear metrics to identify the relationship between good purchasing management and results. Use metrics, logics as in any business area requires measurement and feedback. Using indicators such as inventory rotation, cost of goods sold, and return on assets. Here are some tips you can follow. Use the SCORE model to have objective measurements of the supply chain. Consider logistic costs a part of sales. Generally, they are between 8 and 10%. They define this number of deliveries on time. It is measured as the proportion of the product that the customer receives on time with respect to all the product that was sent to him by the supplier. Measure inventory days. that is, the efficiency of the inventory and the days of rotation. The relationship with supplier in the subchain. It is required to integrate the logistic process to respond correctly to their customs. This requires collaboration between all members of the supply chain through mutual trust and the chain of information. This is meet B. Assign staff to manage the relationship with suppliers, provide timely feedback to suppliers regarding their performance, measure the customer perception of the supplier, establish long-term contracts that benefit both parties, facilitate mutual cooperation, have regular meetings to understand your exception and concern, share long-term business plans. Thank you. Good night.